Hey y'all, today on Serving It Up in the South, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make brisket birria tacos. In just a minute, Everly. They're so good. I made them the other week with smoked pulled pork, so I'm gonna try it with brisket this time. It's also worth noting that this is not traditional birria because it's usually made with like lamb or goat, so whatever. So we're gonna make it with brisket. Alright, so first I got a small pot of boiling water, so you're gonna want to go ahead and boil that. And then while that's boiling, we're going to cut up our dried red chilies. See 'em. You can get these in a bag, like in the produce section at Walmart or wherever you go grocery shopping. Alright, so basically what we're going to do, we're just going to cut the ends off and empty out the seeds. Right, and then we're just going to go ahead and put them in the boiling water. We're going to boil them until they kind of like break down and soften. Good. Oh, these are going to be so good. And you don't have to be like too detailed in this. Like you don't have to take out all the seeds. Just know that seeds are what make peppers spicy. Alright, it's also worth noting that this takes about at least 4 hours. You can do it for 8 hours, but just keep in mind that it takes a long time with the stock and whatnot boiling. I think it's called consomme. I don't know, I'm just going to call it stock. So, yeah, it's going to be a while. Alright, the meat that I'm using is some leftover brisket that I smoked the other day. So we're just going to go ahead and chop that up into little cubes. Yeah, whatever. And then we're going to get our pot started. Oh, God. Y'all, I need to take a knife class or something. I've cut myself so many times. Okay. Alright, you're going to want to leave all the fat on the brisket because that fat is going to render down, and that oil that we're going to get from it is really important in this recipe. Oh, I'm so excited. Alright, I got all my brisket in there. Alright, y'all, I also got some leftover pork ribs, so I'm going to go ahead and chop that up and throw that in there too. Just so that we're not about wasting meat around here. What this about? Alright, y'all, I got all my meat chopped up. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with water. Alright, you want it like an inch from the top. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that to a boil. And then add our chilies and our spice blend. And some onion and garlic. So, and then we'll get this stock going. Alright, I'm going to throw half a large onion in there. And then I only have, you can do a whole onion, but I only have one onion. So, and then I'm going to cut this one up and put it off to the side to add to the tacos later. I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic to my pot. Alright. Alright, now we're going to take our chilies that we've been boiling for about 20 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and blend them up to make a paste. bit of water. A little bit of garlic. And then we're gonna blend it up. Look at that. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and add that to our pot.
You help? Maybe help?
All right, now on to our spice blend. We're gonna do 2 bay leaves, a stick of cinnamon, just put that to the side. I don't have any coriander, but you're gonna wanna put, excuse me, a tablespoon of coriander, but I don't have none, so whatever. About a teaspoon of oregano. All right, and what should we got? About a teaspoon of ginger. About half a teaspoon of, you want to use white pepper, but I only have black. Well, that's garlic powder. About a teaspoon of onion powder. A tablespoon of cumin. All right, some red pepper flakes. Probably like half a teaspoon. What else do we got here? And about 2 teaspoons of salt and pepper for now. I think that's everything. All right, and you're just gonna mix it all on up, and then we're gonna throw it in the pot. All right, so I'm gonna dump our spice blend. All right, so we've been boiling for about 30 minutes now. You're gonna start to see this oil collect at the top. So you're just gonna wanna spoon that out and put it aside because we're gonna need that oil to fry our tortillas with, so. All right, and just keep on cooking and keep adding water as needed. Once it starts to get a little low, just add a little bit more. And keep on boiling, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, y'all, you see there's some oil starting to collect at the top. So basically we're just going to take a spoon and just kind of spoon that off. Put it in here. Like that, and you're just gonna want to keep doing that as you see oil collect on the top. Okay. All right, y'all, as you see, the liquid is starting to get a little bit low, but first let me try to spoon some of this. You see I've already got quite a bit oil.
Here.
Oops, sorry.
Here. Here, my turn. My turn.
Really, it's really hot.
This really hot.
All right, it's been about 4 hours since this started boiling. So now we are going to strain the meat from the liquid. Here's all the oil that I got, so I'm just gonna put that to the side. All right. All right, now I'm gonna pour this. Jace, what are you doing? Get down. Back into the pot. I'm gonna freshen it up with some chipotle peppers and add some more water because we're gonna use this consomme to dip our tacos in. Alright, so I got some chipotle peppers. So I'm just gonna dump those in here. Alright, and we're just gonna let that boil for about 30 more minutes, and then we'll start building our tacos. Alright, y'all, everything is ready. I just gotta shred some cheese. Alright, so start preheating your pan. I'm using my cast iron skillet. You can also probably do these on one of those Blackstone griddles. Would probably be something good. Alright, so we're gonna take our corn tortillas. You can use flour, but traditionally, like, you're supposed to use corn. So I've done both. Alright, so we're gonna take this oil and just slap some on each tortilla. Just like that. And just do that to each one. There you go. Alright, here I got some mozzarella. I also have some Monterey Jack cheese. I'm just gonna go ahead and shred it. I always like buying the block cheese because it tastes and like melts much better than, you know, pre-shredded cheese. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shred this on up. And then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, we are ready to cook. Alright, first we're gonna take our tortilla. Some beef. I'm going to take some little onions and cilantro. Some cheese. Alright. Just like that, and we are just going to let that crisp up real nice. Alright, I'll let you know how it turns out. Tortilla, beef, or brisket, some onions and cilantro, some cheese, Alright, now I'm going to carefully flip. Alright. Yeah, you want a nice crisp on both sides. And then I'll show you how it is whenever it's done. Alright, y'all. It's all done. I mean, come on. That looks fantastic. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Good. All right, y'all enjoy.